DC, December 2013 edition. The age ranging from lowest for HIV infection is 13, and the highest being age group 20 to 24. And for 13, there were 192 cases in 2013, and for the age group 20 to 24, it was 8,054, which just goes to show you that this can easily affect anybody and it can affect everybody. I personally am not a nurse yet, but this is something that's been an interest of mine for years. I like microbiology, the study of diseases. It's just an interest to me, just to see how it works and how you can help other people and help cure it. This is actually what inspired me to go into the medical field. So this is just basically a small history of how this actually started. Patient 0 was supposed to be an Air Canadian flight attendant. He contracted the disease while going to Africa in the late 70s, and from there it just spread out and spread intercontinentally. Everyone here is an adult, and as such, I shouldn't have to tell anybody, the basics of safe sex, which is to basically always protect yourself, no matter who you're with, know your partner, know your status, keep yourself protected. Ultimately, this is something that could change your life, alter your life and your family and your friends' life, because it affects everyone around you. So today I'm going to go over 3 key elements: the brief history, which is this one, how you can prevent this from happening to you, and how you can stop the spread of all STDs, including HIV. STDs have been around for centuries, most prevalently syphilis and gonorrhea, most commonly known. The first known HIV case was Robert Rayford. He died at the age of 16. Since then, the disease has infected well over 1 million people in the U.S. alone. This disease today pretty much is preventable. In the early 80s, people were infected not only from intravenous drug use, but from unprotected sex. It hit the gay and lesbian community hard, and the government didn't speak out about it. For whatever reason, for 5 years, people were dying like by the thousands. Until Ryan White. He was a teenage boy who acquired the disease from a blood transfusion, which is also how people were contracting the disease, hemophiliacs, which are people who cannot clot blood, and from people getting organ transplants because they had no way of figuring out how this disease spread and what it was being spread by. People were still giving blood and nobody had a test. Okay. This is a picture of Brian White. He died very young, age 19. Let's see. The government is not responsible for people's reckless behavior, and that would be just going around and yet again having unprotected sex with people who don't know, just risky behavior, using intravenous drugs, needles, things like that. Lots of people do that, but it's something that they do have a responsibility for working towards a cure and keeping their citizens informed. The disease killed thousands until 1985 when it gained mass media exposure. And that is from the Henry Kaiser Foundation, Volume 30, 2013. So I urge you to make sure you educate yourself and others to call action. My call of action is starting my own foundation when I do become a nurse, which is to go to high-risk areas and to speak to people who are uneducated, who still live by the stigmas. People still believe it's spread by certain groups and certain cultures, but it really affects people all different types of ways. It can be spread through breast milk. It can be spread just not knowing that you have it and then giving birth to your child, and now you have it and your child has it, and it happens often. This is just a basic demographic of people that are being affected, and I think the biggest one is knowing that 60% of youth with HIV in the United States do not even know that they are infected. And because of rates like this, this is why I say you have to know your partner, you need to know your own status, which is something you should get checked yearly. This is just a basic pyramid of the infection rates of all diseases in the United States on a yearly basis. As you can see at the bottom of the pyramid, it starts from HPV and going up to the top of hepatitis B. And up near the top is HIV rate, but I mean, these are just everyday diseases that people contract on a, it's kind of, it's disturbing, especially at the bottom, that's 14 million people come up with HPV. So some of these diseases you don't even have symptoms of, you have to go get checked on a regular basis. My closing thoughts would be, your health is your wealth. You need to know your status, you need to know the status of your partners, and you always need to just be careful. Don't have blind trust with anybody, because if they don't know, then how would you know? So until the day that we have a cure, you just need to make sure that you take care of yourself.